Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of worry, stress, or tension to leave your body in your outward breath. Meaning that you can breathe in and breathe out, releasing tension, feeling more and more relaxed, enabling you to let go. As you breathe in that feeling of resourcefulness, I want you to decide what it is that you do want to let go of. Maybe that's guilt, shame. Maybe it's limiting beliefs. Or maybe it's a lack of self-acceptance. But as you breathe in and breathe out, just decide that anything that does not serve you holds you back. And I want you to imagine that there is a church. I want you to imagine the most picturesque church you've ever seen. And for some reason, this church is just there on its own, in nature, perhaps a meadow, in the countryside. And there's something about this church that is captivating. It's calling you. And I want you to imagine that you walk towards the church. You like the architecture. Maybe you see a steeple, maybe a bell. Maybe there's stained glass windows on the outside. And I want you to imagine walking in through the entrance, and it is completely empty. Just you, the church, the altar. Maybe you can see a crucifix. And I want you to imagine that you are kneeling close to the altar, looking forward, breathing in and breathing out. Again, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Many people hold on to beliefs and spend their whole life acting as if they're true. For hundreds of years, there were people living in Europe that just assumed the world was flat, that you could fall off the edge of the world. And just because you believe something, even intently, even connected to powerful emotions, doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. And as you stare into something at the front of the church, maybe the crucifix, maybe a statue or a candle, focus your attention so much on what you see there that you feel your connection with God. Nobody else's, your connection. And I want you to feel that you are harnessing that deep connection with God, and you're looking for an answer to a question. You don't even have to ask the question. Just accept the idea that the truth will set you free, and that if you ask the question and you get a true answer from God, that itself is freedom. And as you focus on whatever that focal point is in the church, I want you to imagine a maze, a labyrinth, maybe made of bricks and walls, or maybe made of hedges. And I want you to get a feeling that you are trapped and lost in a maze. And for years, you've been trying to find your way out of the maze. And it reached a point where you just assumed that there wasn't a way out of the maze. So instead, you tried to get comfortable in the maze, accepting that freedom wasn't an option and that you had to accept feeling confined by the maze. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to accept an idea that the maze is a figment of your imagination, that the maze is only real while you imagine it to be real, and that the moment you decide that the maze does not exist, then the walls crumble down and you can walk in whatever direction you choose. But for now, I want you to imagine walking through and around the maze, finding dead end after dead end after dead end. But open your mind to suggestions that relate to recent thoughts. Breathe in and breathe out, and as you enter that deep state of relaxation, you release any fear and anxiety associated with childhood experiences, finally accepting that it no longer has power over you. And as you release the power that it had over you caused by childhood experiences, see one wall in the maze come crumbling down. With each breath you take, you feel a sense of inner strength and resilience, knowing that you have the ability to overcome any negative influences from the past. And as you accept that, another wall crumbles down, and every suggestion that you accept, another wall or hedgerow in this maze falls down. Because you are open to receiving divine guidance and protection, surrounding yourself with positive energy that shields you from any negativity. I want you to accept that your spiritual practices like prayer and fasting strengthen your connection to the divine and enhance your inner peace and well-being, and that the power of confession brings you deep healing and liberation, allowing you to let go of any past burdens and move forward with a renewed sense of freedom. And these confessions don't need to be through a priest, they can be direct through a prayer to God. You embrace forgiveness as a transformative tool, releasing any lingering resentment or negative attachments, perhaps to your mother, allowing love and understanding to fill your heart. You recognize that you are an independent and autonomous individual, no longer bound by any control or echoes of influence from others. And each day your self-esteem and self-worth go stronger as you fully acknowledge and appreciate your unique talents, abilities, but also identity. I want you to feel that you are surrounded by a supportive network, people that care for you, people that celebrate your achievements, that want you to do well, that support your choices. The opinions and judgments of others no longer hold any power over you. as you recognize your own worth and value independently of any external validation. And while you embrace solitude as an opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth, you also value the connection with others, friendships. I want you to get a sense that life is a balance. The pendulum can swing from solitude to connection and back to solitude, giving you whatever you need most. I want you to get a sense that your inner strength and courage guide you to step out of your comfort zone and explore new opportunities, free from the limitations imposed by any perceived loneliness. You can release any attachment to the need for approval from anyone else. Dead or alive, you don't need their approval anymore, knowing that your own validation and most of all self-acceptance are the keys to your happiness. And the moment you fully accept yourself, see several walls of this maze, this labyrinth come crumbling down, giving you renewed hope of freedom. Your voice is heard and your achievements are celebrated. You have valuable wisdom to offer. And you attract positive and uplifting relationships into your life. And you will attract the relationships that recognize and appreciate your unique qualities and want to support your growth. Sometimes people will still hear words from people from their childhood, even though those people aren't alive anymore. You are free from any burdens, any shackles, any chains of the past, able to fully embrace the present moment and manifesting a future filled with joy, fulfillment, and connection. You are unlocking valuable resources, and each day you awaken to your inner power and potential, knowing that you have the ability to create a life of purpose, abundance, and love. You choose to focus on your own growth and well-being, setting healthy boundaries that protect your energy, but also allow you to flourish. I want you to feel a glowing white light shine on you, feeling an incredible sense of healing and empowerment, embracing your true self, shedding the remnants of any past influence, and finally stepping into your own light. And when you're ready to step into your own light, see the walls of this labyrinth, this maze, come crumbling down, and realize that freedom is a choice, your choice. And the moment that you choose freedom, the world, the universe will conspire to help you. Breathe in and breathe out and find yourself in that picturesque church looking into that thing that was holding your attention this whole time. But I want you to feel like you're leaving that church lighter, freer, still with a connection to God, but feeling like you can be yourself completely. As you step out of the church, find yourself returning completely to the present, to this point in time. As you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose, Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, fully integrating into this moment. As very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken full of self-acceptance, full of inner peace, feeling that you have choices and feeling that you are now being guided into the life that God wants you to have. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.